What's up, everybody? This is Chris Crazy House here, and this is going to be a little bit different from the normal videos that I do on this channel. I'm going to be talking about more personal things that have been going on with me recently over the I guess the end of last year and the beginning of this new year, and I'll kind of explain why I have taken almost kind of like an extended leave of absence from doing a lot of videos, but I thought it was fair to go ahead and let you guys know on this channel, and you can spread it around to whoever you might know that knows me from other content that I have created on either other YouTube channels or other social media outlets. So I've been going through a lot health wise these last few months. And let me just I'll start with the ending of it just so you guys are not like sitting on the edge of your seat, uh, worried or whatever. I do not have cancer, okay? However, I do have a mass in my chest. So let's start from the beginning, okay? Uh, if you follow me on this channel, you know that I did go and have a colonoscopy done. I do have a history of cancer in my family, so they wanted to kind of take a look inside me in certain areas to make sure that I wasn't developing anything of my own and trying to trying to preempt any issues I might have. So the colonoscopy came out clear, but while having a x-ray, they discovered that I have a mass in my chest. And when it was discovered, it was very interesting just how nonchalant and very kind of matter of fact the female doctor that was telling me about this, how she told me. And I guess the reason she did that is because she didn't want to alarm me so much. And she did say that it could be benign, so I don't want you to, have a meltdown. But there is a mass there. It's called, as the scientific term was called, anterior mediastinal mass, and they say it that way because they did not know exactly what it was. They just know that something was showing up on the X-ray. So after that is when I started going through a lot of testing to make sure and find out what it was. Okay, so the very first thing I got was the MRI scan. And I don't know any of you who have ever gone through an MRI, or if you know any family members who have gone through that, but it is very nerve wracking. Okay, you basically feel like you're being shoved inside of an oven or something like that. Okay, it's very tight in that MRI scanner. You're completely enveloped. It seemed like my face was pointed right against it. It's almost like you're being shoved inside of a casket. So if you're claustrophobic, I'm warning you ahead of time. That's going to be nerve wracking. If you don't know how to deal with it or cope with it, you can ask for music. You can also ask for them to cover your eyes. And I opted for both of those things. And I just kind of closed my eyes and concentrated on the music and listening to whatever their instructions were. Otherwise, you'll go crazy while you're sitting inside this thing. Okay? So moving on from there, I had a whole bunch of other tests, blood tests, to make sure I didn't have. They kind of narrowed down the list of cancers that they thought it could be. Okay, and so I had MRIs, I had blood tests, I had what do you call that, an ultrasound done on certain parts of my body to make sure I didn't have like testicular cancer or lymphoma or a thymoma or whatever. And they eventually recommended me to actual cancer clinic to do some more research to figure out what was going on with me. And I'm going to tell you that was probably my low point, because while I'll say this was a very nice place, is a very nice cancer clinic, it's a cancer clinic. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you're being sent there, and you know, even that day, like even though it's a nice place, that day was a gloomy day. It was literally like storming and raining all day, extremely cloudy, and it was just a very downer day being there in that clinic. And everyone there is super nice. Everyone there is very kind. But like I said, you're in a cancer clinic. They give you like little brochures and everything, and then they're asking you I mean, they start asking you questions about your will and who do you want to make decisions for you if something happens and all that. That stuff gets really depressing. But like I said, everyone there is super duper nice, and I don't know, it's because they're prepared for a bad outcome. I don't think they want that to happen, but everyone talks to you like that. And that part of it annoyed me a little bit, only because I was like, people are almost talking to me like I'm going to die, and I don't want that to happen. There has been like a rash, or maybe like several black male YouTubers who have passed away within the last year and a half or so, and I'm not trying to be one of them. Everyone from David Carroll to Crypto Roots to what's that brother's name, Moses, who did all the different spoke the different languages. He passed away. So there's been a lot of black male YouTubers passing away within the last few years or so. Like I said, I'm not trying to be one of them. Okay, so but like I said, that's when I kind of hit a low point. And I'll be honest, I've been dealing with a lot of depression and a lot of stress and anxiety around this situation. But cut a long story short, once we got to the cancer clinic, my oncologist ordered a biopsy to be done on the mass that's in my chest, so they can, fully determine what it is. They discovered that there's no cancer cells or anything else going on anywhere else in my body. They just decided to go ahead and biopsy the actual tissue itself. And that is another experience I would not wish on anybody. Having any type of biopsy done, like I read up on it before it happened, but nothing can fully prepare you for having a large needle-like object being stuck anywhere in you. And this one was going directly into my chest. And what made me nervous about it was the fact that they told me that because this mass is kind of close and in around my heart, it's not invading my heart or my lungs, but it's in that area. So they were saying like, don't move when we're doing this, because you can cause some damage. Okay, they were going in there and guiding it with a camera and everything, but I was told not to move, and I was nervous. I was trying not to breathe too much. They give you drugs or whatever to numb the pain, but I was still awake during the whole thing, and I could still feel it deep on the inside. So I was just trying to stay as calm as I could. My biggest fear of that day was, because I'm laying on my back, I'm going to swallow some spit or something that's going to make me cough while this needle is inside my chest. And you did not want to do that when it happened. But made it through okay. The very next day, my doctor gave me a call and let me know for a fact that I don't have cancer. So that was very good news. And everyone in my family was happy to hear that. But with me, I was happy to hear it at first, and then like I just kept thinking about, okay, well, if it's not cancer, what am I going to do? Still, it's still something that could be a problem later on. And what it's discovered to be is called a lipoma, so a lipoma tumor. And if you've ever watched any of those shows on maybe TLC or somewhere else, like Dr. Pimple Popper, she removes lipomas a lot. It's usually just very fatty tissue, but it's usually, when she does it, it's usually on the surface somewhere you can see it kind of poking out of somebody. This one is actually inside my chest. I got a little xenomorph sitting there growing inside my chest, so they're going to have to get it somehow. So I've been my current position now is I've been recommended to a thoracic and pulmonary surgeon to actually to remove the mass. I don't know when that's going to be. I just had the meeting with the surgeon, so they're going to recommend me for surgery, and they're thinking this is something that they'll be able to do very easily. I was kind of nervous at first because, like I said, I was like worrying they're going to like cut my chest open to get it, but modern technology being the way it is, they don't have to do giant incisions like they used to, or cutting you open like they used to. They're going to go in through my sides and pull it out that way. The good news is, because where this mass is, it's not invading any of my major organs. So it's not like they would have to, my heart would be in any danger or my lungs would be in any danger. It's just a matter of taking the mass out. So I don't know when that's going to be. I guess I can let you guys know if I decide to take another break That will be probably the next break that I take, is when I have that removed, and just the recovery afterwards. I'll see if I can, pre-upload some videos for uh, so that they can show what I'm, kind of resting or whatever. But my recovery shouldn't be too bad from what I was told. It'll just be me not I can't lift anything heavy or do any type of strenuous work while I'm recovering, obviously. So that was just a short video just to let you guys know what's been going on with me and what I've been dealing with the last literally the last 3 months. It seemed a lot longer, and I think that's just because of the stress of everything and the going back and forth to the hospital. I think even in one of my videos, accidentally, you can see I still got the hospital bracelet on while I'm working, and I felt bad about that. And I didn't want to alarm anybody, but I want everyone to know the truth, where my head is at, where I'm at, and like I said, what I've been kind of pushing through. This is not me trying to get a call for sympathy. This is not me trying to even whine about what my position is or what I'm, how I might feel. But there might be someone else going through the same thing or something similar that maybe needs to hear some words of encouragement. I've been very fortunate in that I have a very good family, a loving wife and a loving daughter, and parents, and my grandmother and my sister who care about me, who've been very, very compassionate, very loving. I've been very fortunate in the medical care that I have, the fact that I'm in a position in my life now where I'm able to get very good health care. I know there's a lot, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have that. Like, I'm trying to think of, if this had happened in my early 20s, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. But uh, I've gotten great care because this stuff obviously is extremely expensive. So just having all these tests done and going through these machines and everything, stuff that you might not think about, I haven't had to worry about as far as like saving my life in that regard. It's been very easy for me. I've only had to pay for a little bit of it out of pocket, and it's not that much compared to how much this stuff actually costs. So I'm very fortunate in that regard, and I just feel very lucky and very, very blessed that I am where I am right now. The scare, I guess you could say, of the whole ordeal has taught me to be more grateful for where I am in life. And just to let you guys know, whatever you are, wherever you're at in life, things can always get crazily and quickly get worse. So don't always take what you have for granted. Just realize where you are, and where you are, you always have a chance to move forward and do bigger and better things. Don't always think it's the end of the world, because when you're getting all this news and you're sitting in the cancer clinic and you're sitting next to people who are really dying, it gives you a better perspective on life. Okay, because I vividly remember that day, and after going to the clinic, going to get some blood work done, and sitting next to a guy who, I'm not trying to be funny, but he looked like a zombie or something like that, or something that just crawled out the grave. So, and like seeing him I was scared, because I was thinking, like, is this going to be my future? This is when I didn't know what the diagnosis was exactly. I was like, is this what I'm going to look like in the future? So, just saying, you can be appreciative for what you have, and the time you have here. Just so, you know, work and fight for the things that you feel are important, but don't waste your time on frivolous things. And also remember how fortunate you are that you are able to do certain things. You know what I mean? And enjoy yourself as best you can. So that's all, folks. I'm not trying to bring anyone down or depress anybody. Just letting you know where I am. Once again, I don't know when my surgery is going to be, but I guess I will let you know as time goes on. Anyway, Chris Crazy House signing out. Peace.